Hello and welcome to Views from the Veranda. Well look, some suburbs and types of properties do well in some parts of Australia and Sydney and the suburbs than others, and some do better for capital gains. So I thought I'd actually explain to you maybe my thoughts on why and where they actually are performing well. So when we talk about affordable hubs, well, we talk about areas where you get the best rental return. You also can talk about where you get the best capital gains. In terms of actually what they call rental yield, that's expressed as the value of the rental income you receive as a percentage of the purchase price of the property. So the higher the yield, normally the greater the cash flow and the greater return on investment. But also you need to factor in capital gains tax as well. So Australia's been going through a rental crisis, as we all know. So more and more investors are coming back into the market as they see the opportunity to get better rental returns and to get better yields on their properties themselves. So this area is very important in terms of where we're sort of heading, because more investors coming into the market, that means there's more rental properties. That means in fact there's a potential for actually rental prices to actually go down to become more affordable. So typically across Australia, the rental yield for a house is around 3.9% and for a unit is around 4.9%. So in terms of actually looking at how that actually is equated, what we find is that areas outside of Sydney, the regional areas, normally get a better yield as such, and also areas on the outer suburbs as well. Places like the Central Coast around Sydney have done particularly well. Places like Killarney Vale and up around that sort of Central Coast, even heading towards the Newcastle area. So there's certainly been strong demand in those places. So I thought I'd just look at it in terms of our own shire and what's been happening there. So if we look at a couple of typical suburbs, and this gives you an idea of what's happening with yield and capital gains. If we look at, say, Veranda, the average rental yield in Veranda over the last 12 months has been 2.9%. The median advertised weekly rent is $900 a week. The average price, the sale price, is around 1.7 million. And there's actually a 57% growth over the next 5 years predicted for the Veranda area. Then if we look at actually units in the Veranda area, what we see is that the rental yield for units is 4.4%, so better. The average medium rent is $630. The average price is $770,000, and the growth there is only 9%. So very different to actually what we see with houses. So then if we take Caringbah as another central suburb of the Shire, the rental yield for units is 2.8%. The average rent is around $895. The actual sale price is around $1,757, so $1,757,000. But the growth there, the capital gain growth, is 4.9% over the next 5 years. So then if you look at units in that area, units are now trending at 4.2% in terms of yield, $600 a week in terms of rent, $775,000 for an average price to buy a unit in the area, and the growth there is only 11%. So you can see the balance between yield and capital gain. So look, if you'd like to know more about what's happening in the Shire in terms of investment, contact us, message us. We're here to give you the best advice the Shire can provide. But until next time, take care and look after each other. Thank you.